Hello, you guys. It's Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com, and I have a really quick Walmart grocery haul for you. I spent $88.10 today. The only meat that I bought is this right here, and it was less than $3, I believe. Grocery prices are insane. They are insane. I'm going to show you really quickly what I got and what I plan to do with it. I did not record any footage in the store. I really ran in to just get in and get out. I feel like Lenny and I have been gone all day long, shopping for different bargains, shopping for different deals, and I just got my groceries and did that and didn't record anything. So I won't have any in the store footage, but let me show you really quickly what I got, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so there's the very quick look at what I got, and now let's talk about item by item what we grabbed. All right, so we needed milk, so I grabbed 2 things of milk. Milk is for cereal, milk is for drinking. Milk is something that we go through here in our house. So grab 2 things of milk. It goes between H-E-B and Walmart, go back and forth with who has the cheapest price, but since I was going there to get these other things, I mean, honestly, they may be 10 cents more, or actually just a few cents more a gallon. Let me look that up real quick, actually. Okay, it's a 30-cent per gallon difference. So I spent about 60 extra cents, but I saved in other areas, so I am A-okay. Eggs, these were under $4 for 18. I think it was $3.62 maybe. I am so happy about that. Egg prices are coming down, and hallelujah, that is just great news. All right, so we have got lots of things in our refrigerator. We've got, for lunches, we've got peanut butter and jelly. I don't think that I have any lunch meat right now, which is totally fine. I did grab some of this cheese. I know it's not the best for us. It was under $1. It was under $2. I think it was $1.72. My kids like grilled cheeses. They will have some grilled cheeses. They will have peanut butter and jelly. And I have one kid that can't have peanut butter, but the rest of them can. And then I got these bagels so that we could do the little bagel pizzas. That was a big hit a couple of weeks ago, and my kids will love having that. We'll talk more about the bagels in just a minute, but we're going to have bagel pizzas with that. The little kids they're 9 and 11. They can do them in the air fryer. It's a great way for them to make lunch for themselves. Easy peasy. I will shred up some cheese beforehand and have it in a jar. I like to put it in a mason jar so that they will have it on hand, and they can just make their own lunches. They'll be ready to go. So between grilled cheeses, peanut butter and jellies, and bagels, pizza bagels, and then also they could do quesadillas. That's plenty of lunch options for this week. I think we'll be totally fine. And leftovers. We always have leftovers. So there's that. All right. Let's talk about produce. I did grab a watermelon. I will say the watermelons are a little bit more expensive at Walmart than at H-E-B, but that's okay. It's a give and take here, right? It's not a huge difference, but it's a little bit of a difference. But overall, I got away cheaper at Walmart for the things that I needed overall. I did get celery. We are out of celery. We've really been going through celery. I use it in many recipes. I also use it when I make homemade chicken broth, which I will be doing really soon. And but we also use it in potato salad, in tuna pasta salad, in different savory dishes. I like to have it on hand. We really reach for it often. So there's that. I did grab 3 zucchinis. I will probably make spaghetti soon. So I like to put some of this in I shred it up and put it in my spaghetti, or like I'll just do 1, and then that leaves 2 for a sheet pan side. So that's really good. I grabbed cucumbers. We like to peel these and then dice them up and add a little salt and pepper, maybe add a little ranch, and like ranch dressing, and then we just eat these as a side with our dinner. That'll be really delicious. I grabbed some cilantro. One of the meals that I'm going to make this week is a black bean, rice, lime, cilantro big pan. it's basically rice and beans. And we'll have some meat to go along with that, but it's very filling. And we'll need cilantro for that, lime for that. And I already have black beans that I will make in the Instant Pot. We will just make a delicious dinner with that, and maybe some chicken from the freezer. So I've got lots of meats in the freezer. I still have a couple of packages of the discounted clearance ground turkey. I still have a package, maybe 2 packages of ground sausage, like breakfast sausage, that we will use to make a dinner. And I still have some chicken thighs, chicken quarters and chicken legs. I think I mostly have chicken quarters that are pre-seasoned with barbecue, that are the Hill Country Fare brand from H-E-B that I bought for 99 cents a pound. I still have some of those. So I have plenty of meat that we will choose from for the week that is all in my freezer that I have bought. Like, I call it spec buying. So buying these meats when they're on clearance or on sale and just stocking up on them. So that's part of how I'm able to get away with not buying any meats right now and only spending $88. Okay. So we'll serve chicken with that rice dish and maybe another vegetable. I don't know. It'll have beans and rice in it. That really could be plenty. I will also use, so probably 2 of these limes will go to that. And then 2 of these limes will go to homemade salsa. I've got these tomatoes were 98 cents a pound, and this was just a little over a pound. These were 25 cents a piece. This was, I think, 88 cents. These were 88 cents. These we can use on top of, like, to garnish some of our meals, but also I'm going to use leftover hamburger patties and turn it into beef lo mein. And we will dice this up and put it on top of that. And then we can also have it to put into omelets and to put into like our salads, because I've got some iceberg lettuce in there that's left over from hamburgers, also from hamburgers that we made this week. So this can go in salads as well, and these can go in salads too. So we've got all of that. Okay. I did not buy any jalapenos, and I was standing in line checking out. I went into the store with a $100 bill. I was paying cash, and I had to stay under that. So I challenged myself to stay under that, and I did. And as I was in line, I thought, oh man, I forgot to get jalapenos. I needed 1 or 2 jalapenos, but it's not the end of the world. I've got some grilled up jalapenos that are in the refrigerator that we did it's actually jalapenos and onions that we used for Jack's birthday party when we made the hamburgers, we also grilled up some onions and jalapenos and put them on top of some burgers. I'm going to take all of that and run it through the food processor, and that will be part of our onion, and that will be our jalapeno, and everything is going to be fine. It's all going to work out. We're going to use up all the things that we can. And then we'll have some of this to make our salsa as well. Okay. I did grab these 2 things of garlic. I almost didn't find these. They were so hard to find, but they were 50 cents a piece. I can feel this one's right here, got a bad one in it. I was squeezing it not squeezing it, but feeling it to make sure that it was good when I bought it. But anyway, 50 cents a piece, not bad. This will last us maybe 2 weeks. Okay. Then I also got this bag of spinach, and they did not have any fresh spinach, so this was the only option. This was less than $2. We will use that in omelets. We will use it potentially. I also have some chicken on hand that's in the freezer that's not seasoned, chicken breast. I might make chicken Alfredo pasta of some sort. And if I do that, then we can also put some spinach in that. That will be really good, really delicious and yummy. And spinach is a great versatile thing to have on hand. I can also put it in smoothies. I can also make some just with mushrooms, which I have some mushrooms in the refrigerator. Do mushrooms and spinach and just make it as a side, maybe with a little bit of onions, and saute it all in a pan, and it makes a great side dish. And then did I also say put it in omelets? Like, there are so many things that you can do with spinach, and honestly, it keeps really well and it lasts a while. You don't have to use it all up in a day or 2 or 3. It'll last a week plus in the refrigerator. Okay. I did also buy some active yeast. I do have a big thing of dry instant yeast, but I don't have any active yeast. And so Those are two different types of yeast, and I need both of them on hand because different recipes call for different ones. I had bought a small, like it's a strip and it has 3 little things worth, which is basically 3 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons, so 2 packages go in a typical recipe. So I went through those really quickly, and I just went ahead and bought this today, like this while I was at Walmart. So that'll last us a little while. We're going to make some breads. We're going to definitely use our bread maker and make some breads to go with our dinner and to go with our lunches. And you'll be seeing more and more of that. I am mastering these yeast rolls that I've been making. We might even make pizza and make a pizza dough that way once we run out of the bagels. So there's that. Like I said, I did grab these pepperonis. They have a nice little reseal thing on them. And the kids will use these to make their, mostly the little kids will use them to make their bagel pizzas. So that'll be good. All right. I did grab, my sister-in-law and my brother have told me about this brand, that they are really good for stir fry. And being that we've been using stir fry a lot to use up our leftovers, like at the end of the week, I will make a stir fry of some sort using up leftover meats and vegetables even. So since we've been doing that a lot, I went ahead and grabbed these because I want to try them out. You don't have to have these to make your own homemade stir fry, but I thought they would be nice to have on hand. So I don't know that I'll use them tonight in the lo mein, but I do like having them as options, and they were under $2 a piece, so that wasn't bad. All right, I did grab a few more canned vegetables. I got 3 sweet peas and 4 green beans. That can is a little crushed. I wish I would have paid better attention to that, but oh well. I believe these were all 72 cents a can, so that's not bad. And then crushed tomatoes. This is the cheapest way to buy tomatoes right now, and this is what I like, or this is the cheapest way to buy tomato sauce right now. So I bought 2 cans because I will use them to make spaghetti sauce or, use it to make different spaghetti pasta dishes. And I've got at least 1 more of these big crushed cans in the refrigerator. And I also have tomato sauce and tomato paste. So we can make our own pizza sauce with, say, the tomato paste and some seasonings. Plus I have a little bit of pizza sauce left in the refrigerator in a jar that I had bought recently that they can use up as well. So just kind of giving you the ideas of how this is going to play out for the week. Okay. And then I did grab 2 of these pizzas. This is something that my teenagers like to have for lunch. So there's 2 of those. There's that. Those were under $5 a piece. We really like the Great Value brand. They've got a lot of options too, although my boys just typically stick to the cheese. I still have plenty of mac and cheese in the pantry. I still have, what else do we have that they can eat for lunch? Like I said, leftovers are available for lunch always. So there's different things that everybody can have. I did grab these bananas. Those are something that Lenny likes to eat. The little kids like to eat them. We like to use them in smoothies if we're having smoothies. So there's that. So you may think that it's a little early for pumpkin spice, but Starbucks did have their oat milk pumpkin spice dairy creamer, coffee creamer out. And so I went ahead and bought it. And let me tell you, you think it's early for pumpkin stuff at the end of July. I've already seen 3 Christmas themed promotions. One was a full-on Christmas commercial. One was somebody already promoting their Christmas nativity scene product. And the other one, what was it? Oh, it's escaping me. I forget what it was. But like Christmas music playing in the background and all. And I was like, oh my goodness. The first one that I saw was earlier this week. And then in the last 2 days, I saw the other 2. Blew my mind. People are already getting ready for Christmas. Like the promotions are already coming out slowly but surely. And of course, the pumpkin stuff is already coming out. So there's that. I needed some white vinegar for our cleaning, so I grabbed that. And I did grab these flushable wipes. These were under $7. There are 6 of them, so less than a little over $1 a piece. And I really like to buy them at Sam's, but right now I'm not paying $14 for a big box when I'm trying to keep my grocery budget super, super, super lean. So there's that. All right. And then I did grab this Nesquik. We got kids that love chocolate milk. And so, they drink water, they drink chocolate milk. they have maybe a soda a day, I'm happy to treat them to some chocolate milk. Sometimes we have juice, sometimes we have tea, just depends on what we have. So there's that. This was $88.10. I've told you what I plan to do with it all and what we're going to be feeding our family. We have 5 kids still at home, plus myself and my husband, plus even though it's summertime, we homeschool. So our kids are home all the time, except those that are old enough to have jobs. And yeah, we're feeding people all day long. So this is what it looks like. I have a pantry full of stuff. Actually, I have a pantry plus an extra closet that we use for pantry stuff. And I have a freezer full of stuff. Actually, I might give you a very, very, very quick peek into some of that. Now, I know that a couple of times while I was showing you all of this, there were little clips that showed you some cereal. I've got a whole Walgreens haul right here that I'm going to show you guys of cereal deals that I got from Walgreens. That is some of the breakfast items that my kids will be having. Cereal, plus I'll probably make some cinnamon rolls this week. Plus we have the omelets we got the eggs for omelets. What else do we have? They could make breakfast tacos. We always have tortillas. We have oatmeal. We got options, okay? We have got options. All right, let me show you inside my pantry and my freezer real quick, just so that you can kind of see that we've got stuff, okay? All right, so here is my pantry that my mother, she was here for 3 weeks and she cannot sit still. She reorganized all of this again. I've got bins in here that have different things, like these are baking items, chips and pretzels, all that coffee creamer that was back on the counter over here, all got moved up in there. That was such a smart move to get it out of my way. We have stuff like that. It hardly ever gets used, honestly, but whatever. Okay, I've got all of my spices, which I've already kind of made a mess of all of this, but I do buy my spices in bulk. What else? Like this is some, oh, look, there's some Airheads that everybody ate. These are some baking items. These are also more baking items. This is like, well, that shouldn't be in there. And these should be up here. Things get all moved around in here. This is like rices. Even though I buy jasmine rice in bulk, we do have some odds and ends in here. And some odds and ends like dry beans, things like that. These chips should be up there. We've got pastas. Somebody is in the business of saving this stuff here. I don't even know who it is. Probably one of my teenagers, and it looks like one of them busted. That needs to be cleaned up. It's always something, folks. It's always something. Pastas. These are my pasta ones, actually. Stuff gets put in the wrong areas more than you realize it. These are some of my baking things, like vanilla, balsamic vinegar, apple cider vinegar, that kind of thing. All of my canned goods are down here. Oils and things of that nature. This is like things that wouldn't fit down below, but it's fruit fillings and canned fruits and things like that. I'm going to put this in some Jell-O. Syrups, Crisco, that kind of thing. Honeys, peanut butter, tuna, all that jazz, right? Worcestershire sauce, overflow of other things. This is where, so this should be up here. When your kids cook, things don't always get put back where they should be. This should be in with the baking. These are fudge. These are the Annie's mac and cheeses. I keep them in here. And then let me show you my other stuff. This is the pantry, or this is the cabinet right above the coffee station. And this is where I have sugars. This was regular sugar and then sugar in the raw. Probably shouldn't have mixed them, but whatever. We're all gonna live. Black beans. This is bread flour. This is instant yeast. Extra beans. These are my electrolyte drinks. Some overflow of rice, more beans, pinto beans. And then we've got like powdered milk. That says green lentils, but obviously it's not. It is powdered sugar, regular sugar, brown sugar, more electrolytes. So all of these staples we have. And this is an overflow pantry, which is really a linen closet that I just turned into an extra pantry. And in here is where some of the overflow of canned goods go. This is where I'm keeping all of the cereal that I have been buying for $1.88 a box. These are garbanzo bean pastas, just, you know, things like that. This is where my Rotel is. I've got some chili powder there. I've got ramen down in there. Electrolytes. This is like toothpaste, extra toothpaste, bandages, things like that. Toothbrushes, which these are open, so we'll probably use these for like cleaning or whatever. But I do buy toothbrushes. I used to buy toothbrushes in bulk at Sam's and Costco, but also now I'll probably be buying them at Walgreens and CVS because now there's just so many deals for stuff like that. But we also get toothbrushes from, so like if you see them like this, these are all the ones that we get from the dentist, and we just bring them home and put them in here so that we have them if anybody's ever here and they forget their, if they're visiting and they forget their toothbrush. Water balloons, I guess that's a must. These are my hand towels that hang in the bathroom. So here's more powdered milk. Here is still some of our mac and cheese that's left, more ramen, paper plates, baking soda. This is toilet paper that my mother-in-law bought during you know what. And I've just kind of held on to them in case we ever need them. Kind of funny. I laugh every time I see them. Sometimes if we've run out of toilet paper, I will grab them. But then I put them back so that we have them for, you know, an emergency or whatever. And then we have up here, I've got extra deodorant that I got at CVS. These are shampoos that I got for $2 a piece plus extra rebates. So I probably paid like $1.25 for them. Just different odds and end things that are in here. This is something that someone bought when they were in town and their child didn't like it, and so they just left it with us, and I guess at some point we'll eat that. Extra storage bags. I covered this in a recent Walgreens video, the deal that I got on that. Here is some extra cleaning supplies, and then just like cleaning stuff up there too. Extra soaps that I've purchased that go in the bathrooms, like, you know, getting these at TJ Maxx for $5 or Home Goods, whatever. I don't really use disinfectant wipes. I don't know where those came from, but anyway, just this is our pantry of overflow stuff. So extra pastas, cereals, extra canned goods, some extra spices, extra peanut butter, ramen, some lunch stuff, that kind of thing. And then here is our outside freezer that has like some of those discount meats that we still need to use. We've got bags of frozen vegetables. These are pork tenderloins that I bought on sale, I don't know, a couple months ago. I need to use those up. This is some extra flour. Here's some of those chickens. Here's some of those chickens. Here's some discount bread. But we've got plenty of things that we can go through out here. This is some ground turkey. I've got this ground sausage and this ground sausage. We've got stuff. We've got all the stuff. I still have a few odds and ends meats in here from a cow that we had processed, but you know, no one's doing without here. Okay, we've got plenty of stuff. Here's some drumsticks that I got on sale. More chicken that I got on sale. So it looks like there's some fajita meat down there. We've got all the stuff. No one is doing without. All right, so there you have it. That is our Walmart grocery haul and what we have on hand in our pantry and our freezer. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let me know, where are you finding deals right now? How do you find your meat deals? Basically, I'm just learning that you just got to get inside the grocery store really early, first thing in the morning, to get your deal, to get any deals on meats. But What are you doing? How much are you spending? What is your grocery budget at right now? I want to know. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let me know what you're doing for your groceries right now in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.